So we're here today with Sanjeev. Sanjeev, you've been called the OG, the father of Indian startup ecosystem. It's a privilege to be talking to you about.
That's very flattering. I'm not sure that's accurate, but flattering. Thank you so much.
Sanjeev, thank you for making time today. As you reflect on your journey, I wanted to just get some thoughts from you on, how the startups are looking at now. So you started in a very different era where capital was a big constraint. Now we've seen massive investments in the last decade.
Correct.
As startups are well funded and at least good startups don't have any capital constraint, how do you suggest the new success mantra to the startups you mentor?
The important thing is to understand that the customer's money is always more important than the investor's money. So if you're getting the customer's money and you're getting it at a cost that's higher than your cost, then chances are you have a viable business so long as you are able to get enough customers. And if you're getting the customer's money on these terms, the investor's money will almost certainly follow, because investors love to invest behind businesses that are getting the customer's money. On the other hand, if you get the investor's money first, it doesn't necessarily mean that the customer's money will follow. Because getting the investor's money is, your PowerPoint is working, you can make a good sales pitch, a couple of MBAs across the table, they'll give you the first check. But getting the second check is slightly harder. And for that, you have to have customer validation usually, or achieve some other significant milestones. So I would say, bear in mind that raising money from investors is only an intermediate milestone. You need the customer's money. That's really important.
Well said. And Sanjeev, despite all the advancement in the Indian startup ecosystem, we've not seen so many innovative brands coming out of it. We don't have the kinds of apples in the world. Tata probably will be one good name. What does India need to unlock that part?
Look, the best consumer brands are built close to the consumer. So, India you will get consumer brands that are relevant for the Indian consumer. But if you're thinking that I can sit in India and create a brand for the US consumer, I'm not living in the US, I don't know the US consumer. So either I'll do something that is India's advantage. I'll do a tea brand, I'll do an Indian coffee brand, I will do a khadi brand, I will do a Ayurvedic brand, right? But otherwise, I do not think that Indian companies will have an advantage to do a consumer brand for the US consumer out of India. You will do it from India. You succeed in your home market, you're highly profitable there, and then you go overseas. That usually happens. There are very few genuinely international companies which have started from a small home market and then gone global. Nestle is an example, because Nestle started in Switzerland, a small country. Okay, and then spread all over Europe. And then by and large, you see that large global companies usually are large in their large home markets first. Therefore, as the Indian economy grows, you will see that Indian companies are going large globally.
Sounds good. And IPOs for startups were not seen earlier. Like recently, we've had a good wave. How do you see that? Are we coming of age?
Yes, to some extent we are. But see, understand one thing. In the long run, you will be valued of an earnings multiple. So you've got to have earnings, you've got to have profit, you've got to have growth in both top line and bottom line for long-term sustainable values and valuation in the public markets. And if Indian startups don't deliver to that bar and benchmark over the next couple of years, the next wave of IPOs may have a problem.
Makes a lot of sense. Thanks, Sanjeev. Thank you for taking time today.
Thank you so much.